Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to the channel. You don't know it's a boy SAE. Bless upon yourself and thank you all for tuning in to this one. Some wonderful people, we're gonna zoom in on West Indies director Miles Bashkobi said we can't judge Darren Sammy as yet. Darren Sammy has just taken over West Indies, and everybody calling for him to sack. They hired Darren Sammy because of a reason. You understand? They believe that Darren Sammy have what it takes to turn around West Indies test team. And matter of fact, West Indies is not rich and Darren Sammy come at a low cost, or a cut cost, meaning they don't have to spend as much money on Darren Sammy rather than would have done a two coach. You understand? So he said that people should realize that Darren Sammy has just taken over where they should not judge him as yet. Give him some more time before you voice your opinion. But my people, we're gonna feel it in and let you hear exactly what he said, guys. But before we do so though, my people, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell to be the first alerted whenever a new video is uploaded. And don't forget, leave your honest comment down below. So without further ado, people, let's dive into what Miles Bashkobi had to say after the emergency meeting, because that's the meeting that they held, and then after this he was speaking to the media and what they discussed, you understand? But without further ado, people, let's dive into what he had to say. All right. CWI Bashkobi gives Sammy a chance. My wonderful people, director of cricket at Cricket West Indies, Miles Bashkobi, believes it is too early to judge West Indies all-format head coach Darren Sammy based on the performance of the regional side in the one Test series. The West Indies were, should I say, beaten 3-0 by Australia in Sammy's first series in charge of the Test team in July, which included them being skittled out for a paltry 27, the second lowest score in Test history in the second innings of the third Test match. They were also defeated 5-0 by the same opponent in the following T20I series and 2-1 by Pakistan in the just concluded T20 series in Florida. They are matter of fact, they have won the ODI series, right? 2-1. Despite those results and widespread calls for Sammy to be fired from several quarters, including former West Indies players, Bashkobi said Sammy had not been given enough of an opportunity to prove his worth. However, speaking during a press conference following the conclusion of the two-day emergency meetings to address critical challenges facing West Indies cricket, he pointed out that Sammy would be expected to produce better results in the future. The underlying reason in hiring Sammy was that we felt Darren had been able to articulate a clear plan, and we saw him do that in the white ball format, and we pretty much wanted the same type of approach towards Test cricket. He is still only one series into his tenure as all-format coach, and while the 27 might be the highlight of our lowest, or should I say low light of that first series, we have to admit that we saw some substantial improvement in terms of our bowling unit Bashkobi maintained. We saw even a Brandon King, who is one of those players that some persons might have pick and hold as a white ball player. We saw that he was able to show that he was up for the challenge of Test cricket, right? As Darren goes on, as we start to put some of the strategy initiatives in place to help the team prepared and help the players to grow their potential, we expect that performances will be better, he added. Bashkobi disputed suggestions that Sammy's hiring had been a cost-cutting measure for CWI. I could definitely say that there is no real significant saving in terms of having Darren as all-format coach, because we would still need additional support for him. So we would still have to have camps many times, he would not be available himself because he would be on tour, and so we would still need to bring in other support staff, which would come at a cost. So there was definitely no sort of financial consideration in terms of merging roles Bashkobi added. So what Bashkobi is basically telling you guys that hiring Darren Sammy was a sign of reducing the cost, right? Because when you have two tier coach guys or two coach, it costs more from CWI, and CWI don't have enough money to really support this type of initiative. So when they hired Darren Sammy, it was one of the reasons. And he said we can't judge Darren Sammy right now because Darren Sammy has only been all format coach for just a while. He just one test series, and he has, he was, you know, his first time out in trying out the test head coach, and things didn't work out his way. But he said that the reason why they hired Darren Sammy is because they saw what Darren Sammy did with the West Indies white ball setup. You understand the T20 and the ODI, and they believe that he can replicate that in the test. So, they said by the time go by, we should expect Darren Sammy to improve the records, or improve its stats, as coach. Because, right now, even former players are calling for him to be sacked. And, at the end of the day, they were former players. You understand? But at the end of the day, people, as I mentioned earlier in many videos, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. You can't tell a man what he should do or what he should not do. You understand? If he thinks that his opinion is valid, he's gonna voice it. So if they say Darren Sammy is not doing well, which technically he wasn't doing well, right? And people call out, and a lot of people come out in defense of him and say that rate. But as I said, people, there's nothing me and you can do about Darren Sammy being the West Indies head coach. You understand? Because he's backed by the upper board, and they said they know what they saw in him and why they hire him. So at the end of the day, there's nothing me and you can come and say, fire Darren Sammy. No, West Indies won't do that because they know what Darren Sammy brings and what they hire him for. So, people, he said, don't judge Darren Sammy. We can't just judge him for the one test that he has lost, one couple match. We can't judge him. We just have to give him more time and really just 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 let him be, you understand, and just let him work on his craft, you understand. So we're just gonna do that, and hopefully we can see changes, in the West Indies pretty soon. But my people, I want to really hear your honest thoughts, people, because West Indies is that thing where, at one moment we are happy and rate, and everybody is pleased with the performance of Darren Sammy, and then the other moment Darren Sammy get a two series loss, everybody gonna call for his head, because that's typically what the fans do, or what the Caribbean people do. We are passionate, we are loving about our cricket, and once we are not seeing results, we're gonna voice our opinion. It might sound harsh at the same time, but when you look back on it, everybody, we have emotions. We are all human. So when we speak, we speak, you understand? And at the end of the day, it's what it is. It's already in the past, you understand? And they made it clear that Darren Sammy is irremovable. So, what are we going to do? Are we going to say, yo, you forgot to, yo, boss them up? No. We just have to just let the progress do, and just, because we just have to just let them be, my people. But my people, as I said, leave your honest thoughts down below, my people. Bless upon yourself, and thank you all for tuning in, so without further ado, people, bless upon yourself. We come on.